It's not if it happens, it's just when it happens. The law of vibration decrees that nothing rests. Everything is in a constant state of change. And you attract based on what you're in harmony with, not what you think alongside, but what you're in harmony with emotionally. And that's the missing link. And that's what we keep using in our illusion to integration framework, because it starts here, like you say. Yes, we got to set a goal. In my case, back then when I was burned out, I wanted to work with the best in the world in personal development. That was the goal. I didn't put a name to the person. I just said the best in the world. And you can measure that in many different ways. But I started here with that concept. When I got subjectively, emotionally involved in it before it happened, I didn't know what I had done, but every day I was just so grateful to work with the best in the world. I had an eviction notice on my door. I was buried in debt. Nothing worked. But that's not what I saw. I was anchored in that emotion. Now, that changes the way the body acts and vibrates. We're a bunch of molecules in a high speed of vibration, and our thoughts combined with our emotions dictates our vibration, the state we're in. And that's the key. Because now you start acting differently, you take inspired action, you take massive action. It doesn't feel like force anymore, it feels effortless. But the most important part, you start attracting from a different frequency, and that's when the magic happens. When you are anchored in what you want and you create focus on it, but you have to see it, it has to be very clear, a very complete picture. And you get emotionally involved, time and space cease to exist, and you attract, even if you have to attract somebody from the other side of the planet, it's an absolute must. It's not if it happens, it's just when it happens. And like you said, with the example you gave earlier, you had this knowing, you had this certainty that it was done. You didn't think and hope that it would be done. You knew it was done. And I think that's where most people go wrong. Then something happens and it wasn't belief in the first place, it was shallow belief. You gotta have that, you gotta build that deeper knowing. And how do we do that? We prime ourselves, we live into it through an immense sense of gratitude on forehand. And that can be challenging, I get that, which is why we're giving away these tools today to your audience to help them with this process, because it's not easy. It's simple, it's not easy.